Apple TV Plus' For All Mankind has managed to redeem a Marvel casting from over a decade ago thanks to one incredible actor. While the MCU has had its highs and lows in the last 2 decades, there was one Marvel film that was almost universally despised despite having several incredible actors take on leading roles. Fortunately, many of these actors have been able to move past the flop and grow their career with other releases, but perhaps one of the best redemption stories comes from Toby Kebbell, who has taken on a major role in For All Mankind since Season 3. 11 years earlier, Kebbell was cast in a central role in Fant Four Stick, and while the film was a disaster, For All Mankind has revealed that Kebbell really did have what it takes to play Dr. Doom. Toby Kebbell played Dr. Doom in Fant Four Stick in 2015. Dr. Doom is one of the most iconic villains in Marvel Comics, with his reputation going far beyond the comic book pages and exceeding the various live-action portrayals that have failed to capture the full scale of the character. As much as Julian McMahon's take on the character, as seen in 2005's The Fantastic Four, has been picked apart, Kebbell's portrayal was an underwhelming mess. In Fant Four Stick, Victor Von Doom was written as a bratty young man who worked with the government and a small team of highly intelligent young people to discover a parallel universe, which is referred to as Planet Zero. Then, after being trapped on the inhospitable planet, he finds himself imbued with power that appears to make him a part of the planet. Unfortunately, this is a total mistake in regard to how the character should be played, and as much as Kebbell put in solid work, the film fell short in almost every regard. From the editing to the writing, to the lack of a consistent storyline and a failure to make the characters feel like accurate adaptations from the comics, they underutilized the talent involved and delivered a mediocre product. Toby Kebbell's For All Mankind role proves he could have been a great Dr. Doom. In For All Mankind, Kebbell's character, Miles Dale, is not immediately someone who can be compared to the tyrannical Dr. Doom. However, if you dig a little deeper into the character, his motivations, his actions, and how he interacts with others, it becomes clear that there is a surprising amount that the two have in common. Miles Dale is prideful and believes he is entitled to a spectacular life. This is seen early in his first appearance, when his ambitions fail to get him the things he wants most, and he struggles to hold on to his family because of it. However, he is also determined, and he finds a way, regardless of how challenging it may be, to keep his wife and children in his life, which is how he ends up on Mars. Once on the Red Planet, Miles almost immediately gets involved in criminal dealings, using his skill, knowledge, and cunning to overthrow the man who helped him earn more money. Despite his betrayal, Miles manages to coerce his former boss to work for him. From here, he builds a reputation as a leader and a fighter whom others turn to, trust, and rely on. Miles was central to the first rebellion on Mars in 2003, and while he appeared to stand by his allies for an impressive duration under torture, he did eventually fold and begin an alliance with the other side. For All Mankind Season 5 reveals that he has been working with the Peacekeepers for years behind the backs of the sons and daughters of Mars, where he is also positioned as a leader. Evidently, Miles Dale is a complex figure, and one who connects with many others, but the way he manipulates and uses his own intelligence and alliances to acquire power appears very similar to the King of Latveria. Doom is largely adored and respected among his people, just like Miles Dale. Which all adds up to say it would have been great to see Kebbell portray his version of Doom before For All Mankind finally gave him the chance to prove his talent.